Conrad has written Belly all these letters, and I don't even get one. Not one. What, Conrad, what's up with that? What's up with that?
Rude.
Hold on, wait a minute. What's this? From Conrad. What do you gotta say? Dear Bree, I regret to inform you that the wedding will not be aired today.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Also, I love your little black dress.
Thank you. Thank you very much, you guys. Oh, also, thank you for the flowers.
Okay, that's it. Conrad!
And just so we're clear, the first thank you was sarcastic because you embarrassed me.
Welcome back to The Rosy Romantic. I'm Bree, and today we're going to be talking about the final episode of The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Does this mean I've lost my progress? Well, it doesn't matter because I'm done.
So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Also, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, y'all. I'm really excited about that. So grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and let's chat. Just to let you know, there will be spoilers throughout this video. So let's jump right in. $473 later, Conrad is finally in Paris, and then he takes a taxi to go see Belly. He's like, okay, where's his address? I'm gonna try to find it. He's like, this is the time I'm going to declare my love again for Belly, Isabel. I wrote her all these letters and she finally wrote me back. Like, there's a little bit of hope. And then he's sitting there, he's waiting. And he sees Belly on the scooter with Benito. And at first I'm like, is she still with Benito? But by their body language, I was like, I think they broke up and now they're just friends. But Conrad doesn't know that. So he goes up to her and is like, hey, what's up? How you doing, girl? I haven't seen you in a long time. Like, what's up? And Isabel's like, what is he doing here? What is he doing here?
Woo! You should have saw your face.
So Conrad's trying to play it cool. He's like, okay, I got this, conference in Brussels, and I thought I'd stop by, check in, see how you doing, wish you happy birthday, and then be on my way. Maybe see a couple of sights, around Paris. And Belly's like, okay, I'm gonna play it cool too. Yeah, I can take you a tour around Paris, that'd be fun. And I'm like, what is going on? Why is this so, why are y'all making this so awkward? Y'all know, y'all already know. You're infinite. We get it.
Yup.
Meanwhile, we go back to Boston and we see Jeremiah is prepping for this event. We found out it's a pop-up dinner, and Jeremiah and Taylor have planned this because she's currently working in PR, or she wants to be in PR. I think she may be an assistant for a company that's in marketing. And then also helping Jeremiah. I'm like, where was this all season? Because it would make sense that we're in college to show me that Taylor had interested in marketing, but yet y'all just gave her like she was, going around cheating and stuff. And then, she's not going around cheating. She was cheating with Steven, but you know what I mean. I just want everyone to do well. And for Jeremiah, he's doing well at using his skills of cooking, and they're having this pop-up dinner, and I'm very proud of him. He's like, I found my passion, my dreams, and my goals, and I'm going after it. And this is a very exciting time for him. But then Taylor finds out that Denise and Steven are going to San Francisco to start their startup.
Oh, here it goes.
And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to him later. But right now, I gotta focus on my career and then also helping Jeremiah. So good for you, Taylor. Like, the most, I say, character growth I've seen this season is Jeremiah and Taylor. Who would have thought? Who would have thought Taylor actually... Good job for you, girl, because I told you to report back, and you did. You're doing well. Around the end of their sightseeing, Conrad is trying to level up his romance game. He's like, hey, I see you in Paris, and Paris looks so good on you, and you look great, and I'm so proud of you. And then Belly's like, oh, I'm flattered, like, thank you. Like, it's Isabel now. She's saying she wants to be called Belly later on, but I'm like, pretty much. She's like, I'm Isabel now. And she's like, well, look at you. You look so good. I'm so proud of you. And then sparks are starting to fly. So Belly's like, Okay, you know, the least I could do is invite him to my birthday party. So Conrad and Belly go back to the apartment and they get ready for the party. Now Belly already saw that Conrad was making eyes at her and she's making eyes at him. So she goes and puts on her favorite dress, like her little black dress. And she's like, you know what, I'm gonna look good. I'm gonna look good for my man. I was like, Belly, that's not your man. He ain't your man no more. I don't.
Yup.
I'm like, girl, if you're not writing this man back or, you know, anything, then, and you're sending him mixed signals, like, what's going on? Like, and then, you know, she's, again, showing off her new little bob. She's like, you know, let's go. Like, you know, she's like, let's mess up his hair, you know. I'm like, that's not your man yet. Okay, give this man some respect. I don't understand what is going on because it's just, the communication's all over the place. But before we talk about that birthday dinner, we have to head back to Cousins because instead of having the event in Boston, they didn't have a venue, so they had to go back to the Cousins house. Also, because we went in off the series in the house because it's the final episode, of course. Jeremiah's cooking. It's a one-man show. He is literally just the cast of The Bear. Like all the characters, he's just one person trying to make everything for everybody for this event. And it's not melting down. He's just focused. And I'm really excited him to see in this new environment because instead of being like, I quit, I can't do this, he's like, I'm going to persevere. I'm determined. You know, I'm happy about this and I just love food. And I'm like, good for you, Jeremiah. I'm so happy for you. And in the meantime, okay, who catches his eye? Who catches his eye? Denise, I told y'all. She had so much screen time there that I was like, she liked Jeremiah and she could care less about Conrad. Like she has love for Conrad, but she like, look, Belly, that's your man. That's your man. He's not your man yet, but that's your man. I like Jeremiah. I'm like, okay, Denise, okay. So now we travel back to Paris and now we're at the birthday dinner. And Benito is there. Yeah, and he's looking over at Conrad like, what are you doing here? Like, He's looking at him some type of way. He's like, I don't understand, you know, what's going on. And I heard about you, man. I heard about you because you were the one that declared your love for this woman a couple days before that Belly and Jeremiah were gonna get married. So you betrayed your brother like that. You're that Conrad. So he's looking at him sideways like, like I've heard a lot about you. So Belly sees that Benito's feeling some type of way. So she says to him like, you know, Benito, I know we broke up. I know we did. I broke up with you, but you will always be the boy that taught me how to ride the scooter. Conrad, he can't handle it. He's like, you know what? I'm here for my woman. So let me get ready to flex, okay?
Oh, here it goes.
Well, I will always be the boy that taught you how to ride a bike. Don't make me laugh, Conrad. Don't make me laugh. What was that? And he thought he ate that. He really did. He's like, I will always, you'll be the guy who taught her to ride the scooter, but I will always be the man who taught her to ride a bike. I'm sorry, Conrad, but I will give it to you for the vial of sand you were giving Belly as like a representation of Cousins and how much she loved it and her connection there and her relationship with Susanna and the family. Like that was sweet. Anyway, we travel back to Cousins and we see that Adam has showed up for the pop-up dinner. But Jeremiah is going through it in the kitchen and he's like, oh no, like things are not going well. Like the waiting staff hasn't showed up and the things that I needed for this recipe aren't here. Like things are starting to fall apart and he's freaking out. His dad is here. He brought the champagne from his wedding again because Adam is cheap. He's like, I'm not wasting this champagne. And he shouldn't, but he shouldn't use this for Jeremiah because he's like, this gives me like bad flashbacks and memories and things. But anyway, he is there, he is supporting, but Jeremiah doesn't want to fail because he's like, if I fail, then my father is never going to be proud of me. But here's Denise, here's our girl Denise, and she says, look, I don't want you to be thinking about that. I want you to think about you and how far you've come and how hard you worked. You just go in there and focus on that.
And you know that's right.
Denise, one of my favorite characters of the season, Denise, probably of the entire series of The Summer I Turned Pretty. Next to that, and Cam Cameron. I wish we saw Cam Cameron. I know he was in Jurassic Park. He was, you know, doing with the dinosaurs and things, but we miss you, Cam Cameron. And Sky, we also see Sky in text messages later on, but we'll talk about that later. But where was Cam Cameron? We miss him. While Jeremiah is trying to get ready for this dinner, we see that Steven and Taylor haven't talked about that Steven wants to move to San Francisco to start the startup with Denise. And Taylor's like, look, I have tried to be mature about this and have my composure, but we need to talk about this. And Steven's like, oh no, like she found out, how'd she find out? Because I'm afraid to have this conversation. But they finally do. And they're very mature about it. And Steven, even though I think he was lying, he was like, oh, I didn't want you to think about our relationship and think that you have to move, you know, for me and things. And then Taylor's like, but why don't you just consult me, because we were, you know, in this relationship together, that you would be open and honest with me about this, because that's my decision, you know, and what I want to do. And if I want to move out there, I'm not moving out there, you know, for you, I'm moving with you, because I can also find jobs and opportunities there. And I'm like, good for you, Taylor. Good on you saying I'm not moving out there for you, okay? I'm moving out there with you, because yes, and we're in this relationship and that's great, but you are part of that for my life, but not my whole life. You know what I'm saying?
My philosophy is basically this.
Then we travel back to Paris and we see Conrad and Belly taking a romantic stroll around about the city, and she has on his jacket. I was like, okay, that's a good romantic move there, Conrad. I do give you points for that. Okay, I don't give you points about the bike thing. I give you points for the jacket thing. And they're reminiscing and they're talking about, you know, their lives and, you know, the past mistakes and things. And Belly's like, am I the villain? And I'm like, girl, come on. You are 1/3 a villain.
Ooh, no she did not.
Because then Conrad calls it out. He's like, look, we all messed up. I'm the villain, Jeremiah's the villain, you're the villain. Okay, we all villains. But now we're trying to do better. Okay, does that make you feel better? 1/3.
Come on. Okay, let's go.
After the whole villain talk, they finally have this romantic setting where the, you know, the moon is shining, it's a full moon, and Belly's like, oh look, the moon is so bright. And then Conrad's like, I like being under the same moon as you again. I'm like, okay, all right, it's getting so romantic, I get it. Belly and Conrad, they're infinite. But at the same time, I was thinking, that song from, y'all, okay, was it American Tail? Somewhere out there, beyond the pale moonlight.
What's happening?
It is many hours later because I had to do some work stuff. But we're here and we're gonna talk about the dance between Conrad and Belly. I'm gonna take these glasses off because hopefully I'm just gonna reference my notes every once in a while, but I don't want you to see, you know, the rain light and the glare and things. But I got my tea and I'm ready. So here's Tea with Bree. Another segment to the channel. Also, before we start, there's a movie? Jenny Han, there's a movie.
I'm having a meltdown! I don't know which way is up! I'm on the verge of losing it, okay?
Here I was stressed out all about this finale, and there's gonna be a movie.
How could you do this to me?
I'm just, you know, we had fun on the show. We were talking, have conversations. Yes, I had fun, but at the same time, I just watched an 11-hour movie. Okay, over the span of these weeks here. Okay, so you can still, I'm just a little upset.
Yes, that sounds correct.
Okay.
So, well, that is good. Okay, so what was I looking at? Yeah, Conrad and Belly. Okay, Conrad and Belly, they're there, they're dancing in the moonlight. And I thought that's when they were gonna play At Last again, and they were gonna like recreate their dance. Like, I thought that was gonna be cute, but like, they were dancing and they're, you know, reminiscing about, you know, all, you know, their relationship in the times. And finally, Belly admits that she was a brat. Yeah, she was a brat. You know, just like we called Jeremiah was a brat. Conrad can be a brat sometimes. Yeah, and Belly can be a brat sometimes. And then they share this moment. They're like looking eye to eye. You know, after I wanted like a Troy and Gabriella dance, but I didn't get that. But they're looking eye to eye, and then she's like, wow, this is so romantic, and we're, you know, caught up in the moment. And then they have this really romantic kiss in the moonlight. I'm like, oh, that's cute, that's cute. And then Belly's like, she's coming back to my place. And I was like, ooh, what?
Bonjour, mes amis.
Oh, someone had a good time in Paris.
What? I was like, we're not gonna sit down and talk, like, you know, we're not gonna dance anymore. I guess they're gonna dance. They're gonna dance. So they get a taxi and they're like making out in the taxi and stuff. And I was like, I know y'all getting together and it's exciting, yeah. But what about the taxi driver? Okay, if I'm the taxi driver, I got a job to do, and y'all like in the back, like like I'm just trying to drive and do my job. Like I'm gonna, you know, why don't you just be, you know, just making eyes at each other, like, you know, ooh, like you so cute, ooh, like, you know, and then wait to get out the cab and then get to the place, right? Because then it just makes it awkward for me. I'll be like, yeah, so I felt some type of way about that. But anyway, okay, they get to the apartment, they're making out in the stairway and stuff. Now, my thing is, okay, if you live up, you know, flights of stairs, okay, I find this a little bit dangerous. Okay? Because if you've seen The Great, if you've seen Rain, if you've seen Daredevil, okay, I know with Daredevil there's that stairwell scene, okay, and it goes too far to the edge, and then ooh, all the way down. Oh my God! Not good, not good. That's what, and I couldn't think of that. And there's supposed to be a romantic, sexy moment. I can't think of that. I am thinking of belly safety. Yeah. Because if that railing, because, you know, the building's probably old, and that railing just goes, ooh, then how is Conrad supposed to feel? You know? And in The Great, I think this happens like near windows and stuff, so I just, every time I see that, I just get nervous. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is, I know it's not that type of show, but like a drama, like action-y type of show, but I'm like, ooh, it got me nervous, I didn't like it. It's spooky. And then finally get to the apartment and they get together. And I'm thinking, this is great for them, but are you gonna talk? And they do talk to one another. And it is very awkward, because what does Conrad say? Okay, I remember. Okay, so Belly says that she had been wishing for Conrad like every birthday. And he's like, I know. And he's like, well, you don't have to, you know, worry about that anymore because you're stuck with me forever. Conrad, first of all, why would you say that? So Conrad, why would you say that? Because the last time she was supposed to spend forever with someone was Jeremiah. Okay, so I wouldn't be saying anything. I'd be like, okay, we need to begin this relationship, because your relationship the last time, okay, it didn't go so well of communicating this is happening again. And I was like, oh my goodness, like, are we going to be infinite? Is this gonna happen? But like, I'm stressing out the last 16 minutes. Why am I stressing out the last 16 minutes of this?
How could you do this to me?
Now she was scrolling there. She was like, you know, there in the restroom. She's like, why was she doing that? Was she whose text was she looking for? And it better not be Jeremiah. Oh, that
I'm not through.
that ship has sailed, Belly. No more. No, absolutely not. And I will not have that in the movie. That will not. What I was really happy with though was Jeremiah and Denise. Things are getting hot in the kitchen there, and they kiss. It's so cute. I was like, Denise, he's cute. He can cook. Like, he's cute. Like, come on.
She's got a point.
And then we see Jeremiah and Denise later on because they have a family dinner all together, and they're holding hands. I was like, oh, I think they're gonna be in game, guys. I think so. Aren't they cute? And like Denise, like this, I just love this for her and for Jeremiah, but I love this for her.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now, come on now.
So I don't really know if Belly was just looking at her phone and just reminding her of, you know, her past, or she was looking for Jeremiah's text. I really don't know. I can see either or, but I'm thinking more she was just thinking of her past self and her decisions and things. And once she just, you know, walking out of the restroom, she's like telling Conrad, like, so when you go into the conference, he's like, well, maybe tomorrow, like, we could, you know, have breakfast and things and we can talk. Yeah, like, I understand. Conrad's like, okay, look, we got together, but we need to talk. And she's like, well, when the earliest train, you trying to kick this man out of this apartment at 4 a.m. in the morning, okay? You know how dangerous that is?
You in danger, girl.
And you're like, oh, no, he's Conrad, he's a man, he's fine. No. But you want to have this conversation right now. And she's like, well, I don't know, like, maybe we're not meant to be. And like, what if we were told we were meant to be together? Oh, what do I do?
What are you talking about?
I'm like, Belly, you know what? At the end of the day, you gotta stop blaming people for your problem. You liked him, okay? I know Susanna was like, you can be with one of my boys, you know, either Jeremiah or Conrad. I get that. But you grown now, Belly. You grown, and you know your heart. And now you're just blaming it on the other people because you're scared. Like, girl. I was like, I literally wrote down, we have 16 minutes left and Belly's wrecking everything. I'm like, girl. She's like, I'm the villain. I'm like, girl, you are the villain because I'm tired. I will not be manipulated. No. This poor man is just sitting here. He's like, I love you, girl. I love you. His voice is breaking again. He's like, why are you doing this? I don't understand. And so then Conrad's like, look, okay, I'm going on my train. I'm okay. And when he was leaving, y'all, he was crying. He was crying in the streets of Paris trying to go get a taxi. Which, like, hours ago, he was making out with her in the taxi. Like, that's... Why? And then she, like, sees a picture of herself when she's younger. I think her parents sent that. Or, like, when she was younger. Like, her 3rd birthday or something like that. And then she's like, oh, well, I'm not, you know... I am the same Belly I was in that picture. Like, I just need to follow my heart.
My God, pull yourself together. What will you do? Is this a question?
Y'all, when she gets to the train station and she gets on the train, girl, she don't got no passport. What's she gonna do when she gets to Brussels? What's she gonna do? It's this very romantic and thing, but what's she gonna do? I didn't see, like, did she have a pocket in there that I didn't see? Like, what? She just ran, she took off that necklace, she got on her outfit, big jeans and a little cami, and her little bob. And, you know, she got to sport her little bob. She had the infinity necklace on. Now, either she grabbed the passport and I didn't see it, or I don't see no passport at all.
As I live and breathe.
So Belly runs up to Conrad. She finds him on the train. He's been crying, okay? His heart's been broken. And at this point, I thought he was gonna be like, you know what? Forget it. I'm gonna go see Agnes. Maybe she went to the conference because I don't want to deal with this anymore. But Belly runs up to Conrad and she's like, I choose you of my own free will. And I'm like, I hope so. I hope so, Belly, because that's what Conrad would want. He's like, what in the world? He's like, but maybe she needs to just think aloud. She needs to think out loud. Okay. But she says, if there are an infinite world, every version of me chooses you in every one of them.
Maybe she fell into another dimension.
Maybe not in one, Belly, because you did you did say yes to with proposing to Jeremiah, but I'll give you that one. And like I'll say in 999 worlds she picks Conrad. But in that one she picked Jeremiah. I'm gonna be real. Because girl, you almost went down the aisle. I'm just gonna be real with you, okay? And so then he says, I love you to Belly, and she says, I love you too. Oh, that's sweet. Finally.
Guys, as they say, when one chapter ends, a bridge appears, and then you cross that bridge and make lemonade out of a molehill.
So in the final scene, I'm thinking this is where all the family's going to unite and they're gonna be together, and maybe we see like maybe flashes of the wedding, something. No, we don't get that. This is a year later with Belly and Conrad, and they're going up to the house, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe there's gonna be some surprise wedding thing that's gonna happen. No, they drive up to the house, they walk through the house, and then we're out in the backyard, and then they just zoom out. That's it. I watched an 11-hour movie. An 11-hour movie. You put me through all these like ups and downs through their relationship. This is all I get.
Getting fed up. I mean fed up to here. The last straw.
So even though the show has put us on emotional roller coasters, I am so glad that we were able to talk together and talk about the show and things and just build the Rosie Romantic community. I'm really excited about that, and that we get to talk about more shows in the future. So if you'd like to recommend any shows that are coming up, like Maxton Hall, I know that's coming up in November. So also, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, because we love talking about romance here. And now we just gotta get ready for the Summer I Turned Pretty, the movie. This is gonna be interesting. Will it be released in theaters? We don't know. Maybe it will, or maybe just like a big streaming movie, and then we'll have like, you know, snacks and things. Because again, like I say, I just watched an 11-hour movie. Yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a comfy, cozy rest of your day. Bye.